Now, from Lay Vampire, you pulled faith, trust, unwavering, and confidence. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled destiny. So having a little bit of faith in, what you are creating in your own life, because ultimately you create your own destiny. Now, faith. The blessing says your faith returns and you feel a true connection and comfort in your choices and plans. They are supported by the energy of the universe. And then working with this card says if you have lost faith in a person, project, or humanity itself, it is time to examine the source of the faith. Know that it can be revived, and this time you may choose where you place this most beautiful and tender of faiths. But for some of you, it's basically you having faith in the destiny that you are choosing for yourself. Now, the inspiration says take a risk. Dare to have life the way that you decide. Are you willing to make sacrifices to have what you desire? And then the personal question says, what tools do I need to form my own destiny? Am I ready for my destiny? The key ideas are true love, taking a stand, positive omen, radical thinking, deep satisfaction, and ability to change. But with faith, it's basically you having more faith in the decisions that you make. All right, Libra, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. The King of Cups. Oh boy. Now, with the King of Cups, as far as an energy surrounding you, it's talking about taking an emotional distance. This is still somebody who's very supportive, but emotionally does not get so involved in things like the Queen does. Now, this could definitely be a person that you're dealing with here, which is the first thing I thought. So we shall see how this King of Cups is playing out here, but you're looking at water, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I feel both. I feel both. And you may be dealing with a person that is causing you to take an emotional distance, though, too. Now, in the past, the Four of Pentacles. So, I feel more so that a person may be hanging on to you rather than you hanging on to them. The Four of Pentacles, beyond not willing to give anything up, it's more about like maintaining your status, maintaining things. The Fours suggest stability, but I feel more like somebody is not willing to give up on, you, more so than I feel like you're hanging on to anything. Oh boy, oh boy. So in the present, the Ace of Cups. Now, when you're looking at the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups, this is definitely an offering here for a new emotional beginning. I like the Ace of Cups, but I don't know. I feel like, is this going to be long-lasting, though, or is this something that you're going to accept? And as far as the Four of Pentacles as the past coming through, there may be things that, you're trying to maintain apart from emotions, But the Ace of Cups is a beautiful card, though. And seeing that in the present moment is suggesting that, for a lot of you, this is going to be something that's going to be emotionally fulfilling, right? It's also about connecting to spirit, though, too. But I feel more so like you may be dealing with a person who is making an offering, though, too. Future conditions, the Page of Cups. So emotions are going to play a big part in this week. The Page of Cups, looking at the King of Cups. This is somebody who is making an offering here for a new emotional experience. It's doubled here. But when you're looking at the Page of Cups, you're looking at the communication of emotions. There may be things that you need to say too, as far as the way that you feel, needing to express those emotions, that or somebody is doing that to you. I feel both. I feel both, but I feel iffy about that Four of Pentacles. I'm waiting to see what's popping up in your environment here, connected to the Ace of Cups especially. But, maintaining something. This isn't something that somebody wants to let go of. But I feel more so like it has to do with the other person than you. And they may be communicating the way that they feel, though, but then, at the same time, you may be taking an emotional distance from it. Your best path to follow in confidence in yourself, having faith in the things that you choose. But when you're looking at the Queen of Wands, to me, when I see a king and a queen, I'm looking at a relationship and you have emotions involved here. You have the Ace of Cups, which is a beautiful card. And then you have the Page, which I like seeing better than the Knight. But when you're looking at the Queen of Wands, it's talking about having confidence and being able to manage things and being able to manage the everyday things and maintaining everything, which is funny because it almost has like a Two of Pentacles type feel. But then at the same time, you know, right, needing to be confident in, you know, the emotions that are being expressed though too, especially if you're expressing them. But the Queen of Wands is basically saying needing to have confidence in what you choose, you know, and having faith too, right? But there's like an exciting feeling around her. You know, if you're looking at a new emotional experience, the Queen of Wands is just saying that, you know, you need to be, right, fun and exciting and uplifting, you know. But I don't know, for some of you, I feel like you're taking an emotional distance. You know, you have the ability to manage whatever is going on, but, you know, emotionally, is it something that, you know, you want to be a part of? You know, at the same time, maybe you're needing somebody else to start expressing their emotions to kind of uplift you, though, as well. You know, because it could be you here offering this Ace of Cups. But either way, I mean, it's still there for you as far as that goes. Yeah, I'm telling you. Like, guys, in your environment, the Two of Pentacles. How do you manage this? How do you manage the emotions? How do you manage this person? You know? It's one of those things where I feel like you've got so much going on that you're trying to maintain, right? And it's doubled. And it's like, how do you fit this in? The Queen of Wands is saying you can manage all this. You can do all this and still have some fun and excitement and be passionate, you know? But again, it's the Ace of Cups is a beautiful thing. I'm not seeing anything bad here at all, other than you being emotionally distant, you know? And there may be difficulty in, you know, expressing emotions. That, or, you know, you managing it out, especially if somebody else is bringing this to the table, you know. Your hopes and your fears. It's like, what I feel like is like Libra is more concerned with the material than you are the emotional. But you can manage both. Like, when you're looking at the Six of Pentacles, though, you're looking at balance, but it's also giving and receiving, the equal give and take. You know, are you open to receiving the new emotions that are coming through? You know, I still feel like somebody is not giving up on this. You're still trying to balance it out and balance it in, right? There are other things that you're trying to maintain, but there needs to be that equal balance between, you know, what you're putting out and what you're receiving. You know, but then at the same time, are you open to receiving this? You know, because again, that Ace of Cups is a beautiful card, but I feel like, you know, again, there's an emotional distance being taken, you know, and it's not anything that's super bad. It's just that you may have too many other things going on. How do you fit this in, you know? But then I do feel like for some of you, you need to have a little bit of confidence in yourself if you're, you know, offering, you know, your emotions to somebody else, though, too. Okay. And that looks great, but I'm going to push my luck here and we'll clarify this. The Four of Wands coming out with the King of Cups and the Page of Cups, you're talking about, you know, somebody who is expressing their emotions to you. But the Four of Wands is suggesting celebration, a good foundation to build off of. There's also commitment there, though, too. I see that. But I see it being in a way that, you know, is a little bit different than the Hierophant. You know, the commitment that's being made here is, you know, to continuously build on something that is good. What I'm seeing here is, first of all, when you're looking at the Three of Wands next to the Four of Wands, you know, if you're willing to make the commitment here when it comes to emotional experiences, it's you waiting to see how things are going to develop, especially if you're the one that's expressing the emotions possibly to somebody else. But I feel more like this is being done toward you. Now, the Six of Swords, there is conflict that needs to be moved away from. Like, literally, you need to get into a more calmer emotional state before you can manage things out. You know, I don't like the energy of the Two of Pentacles. For some of you, though, it may literally be juggling two relationships in the way that that's coming through here is with the King of Swords now, but looking at that as your own energy, right? You're thinking rationally, you're thinking logically, you're not thinking emotionally. And again, that goes back to what I was saying about taking an emotional distance. You know, you're thinking more logically about it where somebody else may be thinking, you know, a little bit more emotionally, right? But again, that Ace of Cups is still there. It's just, you know, how do you manage this out, right? And if you're looking at two different people here, you know, possibly balancing out two different situations here, but trying to maintain, like, you know, this equal give and take in two different situations. That's possible for some of you. But I feel more like looking at the King of Swords, you're again taking that emotional distance. You're thinking more logically about what is happening here. There may be conflicts surrounding, you know, the commitments that you're willing to make. You know, maybe you need to see how things are going to work out first. Like, you know, if you're in a relationship, if somebody's talking about marriage here, there may be like a, oh, hold on a minute, just wait a minute, you know. Now, in terms of work, because of the Pentacles showing up here, you know, for some of you, you may have a new opportunity coming through that is going to be, you know, fulfilling for you, emotionally fulfilling, right? But you're thinking practically about it, but you're also waiting to see how things are going to work out, though, before you accept anything, though, either, you know, because in terms of money, it's, you know, like I'm trying to manage things out now. I want to make sure that I'm getting, you know, what I feel like I need to get here. And then also there's a feeling of needing to have an equal give and take, though, in terms of relationships. You know, but again, that Ace of Cups is still there. And somebody's expressing emotions. You know, when I look at the Four of Wands coming out, there may be a little bit of a delay looking at the Three of Wands and the Six of Swords. But it's still there. I mean, it's like there's a reason to celebrate. You know, things may be held off, though, for a little bit. You know, for those of you who are looking at a newer relationship, it could literally be you not wanting to move in with this person just yet. You know, wanting to kind of see how things are going to work out first before you decide to do this. You know, it just depends. But I do feel, though, like some of you are taking an emotional distance and you're thinking practically and logically about it, seeing the Pentacles, but then also seeing the King of Swords. You know, there needs to be stability if we're going to do this, right? And there's an opportunity there definitely to have it with the Four of Wands. But I don't know. I feel a little bit of a distance and more so coming from Libra than the other person. You know, it's like a hold on, just wait a minute here before, you know, we jump the gun on anything, so to speak. The sacral chakra. You're talking about the creative center and your sexual energy. You know, but there's something that you need to break free from in order to get that spinning in the right direction, but it's going to be risky for you, you know. And again, I'm just saying for some of you, it may literally be balancing out two different relationships. It's possible. It's possible. But, you know, again, when it comes to your creative center, right, there are things that you need to break free from. Maybe this idea that, you know, you need to manage things out before you can have emotional fulfillment. You know, and it may feel like it's you taking a risk, you know, especially if things are moving quickly, right? I don't feel like that's the intention, though. I just think that maybe that's the way that you're thinking about it, because I still think that you're putting things on hold looking at the Four and the Three of Wands. You know, you need to get into a better, you know, emotional state. And then not only that, but being able to have clarity with the Six of Swords, you know, and that's kind of where the King of Swords is coming in. All right, guys, we're going to take a look at Whispers of Love to see what messages there are for you guys in terms of love. Spend some quality time together. It's imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. So maybe that's what you need to do, is spend some quality time. Oh boy, and there's my favorite card, the Union of Hearts. There is a connection of love that defies explanation. Beautiful. That's beautiful. I love this card. I love the artwork in this card too. So definitely, you know, a strong union here that you can't explain. And there's a need here for you to spend some quality time with somebody in terms of love. Definitely. With the Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups, I feel good about it. I do. I don't feel bad. I just feel like some of you feel like you're taking a risk in terms of relationships, you know? And again, there's that feeling of taking an emotional distance where, you know, it's still there, like it's still being presented to you. You know, there are things that need to be communicated, though, definitely in terms of emotions, you know, and you can manage shit out. With the Queen of Wands, yes, yes. And for some of you, you just may be really attractive right now, especially if you have fire in your chart. You're like attracting people, you know. But again, and I have to say this, I do think that for some of you, you may be trying to juggle out 2 different relationships. But none of it's bad. I don't feel like cheating. I don't feel like, you know, third-party situations. It's just, you know, well, what am I going to choose here? What am I going to decide? What am I going to put down? And, you know, what am I going to start getting into here, looking at the Six of Pentacles? But regardless, like, all of it is not bad. You know, there are things that you're going to have to break free from, definitely, in terms of the way that you think, more so than anything else. You know, but again, possibly for some of you, 2 relationships, right? But then risk, like feeling like it's risky business to get too involved, you know? But again, if you're feeling a connection that is like beyond explanation, you have to spend time together, you know? But it's not bad, Libra. This one's different, you know? And possibly having a little bit more faith in a person, though, too. You know, what's funny is that the card here, and I don't really talk about this much when I see destiny because it usually doesn't apply. But what's funny is the story is that these 2 souls are getting ready to manifest in physical reality, but they're like discussing what they want with, you know, the council, so to speak. And this is the story behind the card. And they're saying we don't want to be separated. We want to be together in this next life. We feel like we can do better things together, not just for each other, but for, you know, the people around us too. And ultimately, that's what they get to do. You know, that's where that love comes in with that one. And then the union of hearts, you know, right? Like, I don't know, for some of you, I feel like this connection that kind of goes beyond this lifetime. But it's a beautiful reading. I don't think anything bad is happening here. Yeah, you know, that definitely could be the situation, looking at, you know, if the other person is balancing out 2 people. That is possible, you know. But I'm not seeing cheating, though. I'm not seeing cheating. I'm not seeing deception. It's just a matter of, you know, getting out of emotional immaturity, you know, and moving into a spot where there is commitment made. You know, but for you, you're thinking more clearly about it than possibly they are because of the page being there. But, you know, it all depends. It just all depends being a general reading, but I like it. Like, I feel good around it. I don't feel bad about it at all.